Welcome to the first episode of Getting to Greatness. I'm Jonni Shreve, IVB Pro and head coach here at World Gym Dartmouth.
And I'm Amr Saber, owner and general manager here at World Gym Dartmouth. And we're just two dudes sharing our experiences and our struggles and our journey to get into greatness.
So basically, we've always had these conversations about, exceeding limitations or getting, past whatever life kind of throws at you.
The obstacles of life, right? And just being able to even start off, I think it actually all starts off with the right mindset. Like it starts off with believing that you're going to accomplish this thing, right? And to be honest, Johnny, I believed, when we had these conversations, I'd say things like, you want me to not do this, you have to kill me. You know what I mean? We understood that there was going to be obstacles in our way, right? But we moved forward and we got over each obstacle one by one, and
Because for me as an employee, it was motivating seeing that, because that's what kind of kept with you right away, because you had that mindset you had. I had the same mindset, so I was coming into something quite blindly, but with this hope that I literally believed. I believed in this. I believed you. I believed in this idea, and then that idea was actually something physically coming here.
But there was also a plan. It wasn't just a pipe dream. You saw. Okay, these numbers add up. The way the business is described is, so it's not just going at things haphazardly, right? It's having that game plan and pushing forward.
Yeah, I remember one day I asked you, I'm like, how did you find this place? How would you think to come and find Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, of all places in Canada, and then Woodlawn Plaza?
But as I said, it wasn't like that. It wasn't we looked at a map and said, that's the perfect spot. It wasn't like that at all. You heard our story, and we, coming from Toronto, living in Toronto, we looked in our backyard first. We looked in the GTA, and then we expanded and went out to London, Ontario, and Whitby, Ontario, and we kept, expanding our search, and we went to Saskatoon and Regina, and we went all over, and, it was, nope, that's not the right one, that's not the right one, that's not the right one. And we didn't let it discourage us. We didn't say, okay, well, we've looked at 20 locations and none of them are the right one. Maybe we shouldn't do this. We kept looking, right? Until the right one, Woodlawn Plaza in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, landed in our lap. And we were like, check, check, check. Yeah, let's do it. This one makes sense, right?
How do you get your head through the first delay?
The first delay... It's funny, I was going to say it was the hardest one, but I don't think it was the hardest one. I think each and every one of them was the hardest one, to be quite honest. They were all the hardest one, But the first one was your first experience with it, so it hits you the hardest, you know what I mean? We decided early on that, as we said, one, we're going to do this, come hell or high water. It might be delayed, it might cost us more money, whatever it may be, but we're going to do this, right? Yeah. And then we decided early on that our strategy was going to be open and honest, you know what I mean? I think if people see that you're working hard and that you have a game plan and that you're available to answer questions, people are going to understand, and people understand that in life setbacks happen, and we kind of tried to, we communicated to our members in that fashion as to, we have obstacles that got thrown at us the same way you have obstacles in your life get thrown at you, and the same way you persist and you overcome those. We plan on persisting and overcoming those, and kept moving forward. To me, I got to be honest with myself first and foremost. You know what I mean? And then, absolutely, is tell the truth. I believe people are understanding. I don't believe people want to be mad. I think if you explain the way things have happened, and you also explain what your game plan is, how you're going to fix it, and I mean it. Proof's in the pudding, right? People were understanding it. People still continue to support us.
I remember the delay for me. I had to put myself into a place where I got through that.
Right.
Where were you?
There were some long nights, self-doubt for sure. Yeah. Although I did say, that come hell or high water, we're going to do this. In my deepest and darkest moments, there were times I didn't believe that. There were times where I thought, maybe we should pack this up and go home. Yeah. But again, we're committed, right? So I had to keep reminding myself, and through different people around me, talking to people like you, when we would stand and we would have those chats. Yeah. That all that stuff contributes to the willpower and to the motivation to keep going and to know that we're having a tough time. But one thing is here's kind of a repeated theme that we talk about a lot, you and me, is I've been through worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe in a different capacity.
Yeah.
But I survived that.
Yeah.
So maybe if I persist, maybe I'll survive this too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that kind of helped me along the way for sure.
You need to have that struggle in your life early.
Absolutely.
So when stuff like this happens again, you can look back and be like, here's our resume. And here's all the times that life said this and I said that.
Yeah.
And you just go back to that and you just keep reminding yourself, oh yeah, we've been through worse.
Right.
Keep going.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I might have my weak points and I might have, moments of doubt. But at the end of the day, you gotta believe. You gotta believe in yourself that I am worthy and I'm capable. You know what I mean? If I bust my ass and I get up and I work and I do everything I need to do, I might not see the results tomorrow. Things don't happen overnight. It's not like, as you said, the first delay. It wasn't just about the first delay.
Yeah.
It was the first and the second and the third. But if we go in with the mindset of things are going to be hard, I'm going to have difficulties along the way, but you know what? I'm even stronger than those difficulties. My why, the reason why I want to do this is even stronger than those difficulties. I'm going to keep trying to plow through them and persist and keep going.
Yeah.
Or when people increase their frequency of coming in here, let's talk about, Aaron, one of our coaches here. He has a client and he came up to me the other day and he was telling me, he was so excited, and he was telling me about how his client lost 50 pounds in the 4 months that she's been here with us. And he's like, wow, that exceeded his expectations, exceeded her own expectations. And I said, cool, how did she do it? From what I understand, she trains with you 3 days a week. How did she accomplish so much in such little time? And his answer to me was, well, yeah, she trains with me 3 days a week, but she comes in 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Right? Yeah. So I asked him, I said, okay, well, why? Why does she do that? What changed? He's like, well, she wanted goals. Yes, but she also wanted goals last year when she was going to the other place. Yeah. You know what I mean? What was different? Yeah. What was different last year and the time before that when I tried and I failed and I tried and I failed? What changed? And what we came up with was the change was that she felt positive reinforcement. She felt when she came in and she worked hard, she was recognized and she was rewarded. And she had that pat on the back and great job. And guess what that does? That makes her want to come back and put in the work again, right? So she's being rewarded, she's being, put on a pedestal, not for the results, but for the work. Yeah. So that's going to make her want to come in and do the work again, and then do the work again. And then guess what comes at the end of that? 50-pound weight loss in 4 months. Okay. You know what I mean? Environment's important.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I definitely recognize here. And these are things that I experience, and literally, it's like, I'll hear Elise be like, that's why I love it here.
100%.
And that's why I love it here.
But one of the reasons I decided to get into this industry, you know me, right?
Yeah.
I've never been a fitness guy. I'm still not a fitness guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying, right? And I work hard every day and I'm trying to get my fitness up and trying to improve and all that kind of stuff. But I found that fitness translates to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same theories, the same steps to success that happen in here happen in life. Like, so this is a conversation me and you have had many times, is you didn't get your physique, you didn't get these arms, because you were, woke up one day and you just had them. Yeah. You worked hard at it. You had struggles. You had to persevere. There were days where you didn't want to go to the gym, but you got up and you went anyways. You know what I mean? And that's how you achieved what you've achieved. That same law, those same principles apply to everything else. It applies to relationships, it applies to careers, it applies to everything. Is if you work hard and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat, like how long have you now been building your physique?
Like steadily since 2012.
Since 2012. So a steady 8 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Of day in and day out and day in and day out. It didn't happen in a week or a month or a year.
No.
You probably saw incremental changes throughout that time.
Tons.
Right?
Yeah.
But you didn't start to look like this.
No.
Right? And that's where the mentality comes from, is when somebody who's coming into the gym for the first time might see somebody like yourself, right? And their mind automatically goes to, well, I could never look like that. Jonni's special. Jonni's got genetics. Jonni's got, you know what I mean? And they give themselves all these reasons as to why they can never look like you. But you started somewhere. You had a day one. Just like they're walking on day one, you had a day one.
Yeah.
And it took you, as we said, 7, 8 years of hard work and struggles and failures and perseverance. And, you know, I'm sure you got on stage and didn't get the results you wanted, and you got frustrated, and you had thoughts in your mind like, forget this sport, I'm getting out of here, you know, but you came back and you kept going. That's life, bro. Like, I think, again, when we have our chats, like, that seems to be the conclusion of a lot of them. Right? Because that's life. Life is struggle. Life is perseverance. Life is working hard. Life is believing that you can accomplish things and getting out of your comfort zone, trying things that are difficult because you're stronger and you're more capable than you know you are. You know, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I was having this conversation with Erica, and I'm like, we're talking about life, and again, like how much the gym actually applies in just the outside world.
Right.
And it's like, when you walked in the gym the first time, it was hard. Like that first
for everybody.
You want to lift, you know, whatever pounds. Remember the first time you went to the gym was hard. Or remember how it is now. But then again, when you reach that limit, then you put on more weight.
Right.
Then you reach that limit again, you put on more weight.
Right.
Like you're always putting on weight. And
you're creating struggle for yourself.
For sure.
Right? As soon as you overcome the struggle, you're like, no, this is getting easy. Let's add more struggle.
Right?
Right?
It's self-inflicted here.
We're
out there, we're almost reacting.
But what comes at the end of that struggle, Jonni? Why do we add more resistance? Why do we add more struggle?
Strength.
Because we grow.
Yeah.
Every time we add more, we grow.
Yeah.
So same thing, you're right. Like, there's a lot of people out in this world that want to live in their comfort zone. Right? They don't want to add struggle. They don't want to try difficult things. They don't want to go for that promotion at work or attempt to run that marathon or whatever it is that their goal is, because they're scared. You know what I mean? Open a gym, right? Like it's scary. I was scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here we are, and literally we've had this conversation. Like, I know you and I both, Jonni. We come from humble beginnings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so. I literally shake my head sometimes and I'm like, I can't, like, is this real? Like, I can't believe this. Like, how? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as we say, it's steps. You know, like, here's something I say all the time is, I am by no means the smartest guy in the room. I'm not the strongest guy in the room. I'm not the most handsome guy in the room. I'm not the tallest guy in the room. You know, I'm none of those things. But I take a step forward every day.
Yeah.
You know, and 5, 6, 7 years have gone by, and I look back and I say, wow, you learned and you grew and you started from running somebody else's gym and you took that opportunity, and you know what I mean? And here we are 7 years later, almost 7 years later, and we have our first gym, you know?
Yeah.
And then that mentality's got to continue, and what we're going to do in the future, and you know, our growth plans and things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's how, when you look at greatness, you know, this series is called Getting to Greatness. When we look at the examples of greatness, whether it be in sports, you know, the Michael Jordans and, you know, Wayne Gretzky's of the world, or whether it be authors or scientists or whoever, you know what I mean? These great people in the world all had a day one, all started somewhere, and it took them years and years. There's no such thing, in my opinion, there's no such thing as an overnight success. That doesn't exist. They're overnight to you. They're overnight because you just heard of them yesterday, right? But what you haven't seen or what you haven't heard is the 10 years of struggle they put in.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that story quite well, each and every one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But overnight success doesn't happen.
Yeah. You know, we're just doing that, and we're going to continue these episodes, just to kind of show them more, we'll talk with them more and get a little more detailed, and
absolutely.
And continue.
Any thoughts, comments, you know, leave us in the comment section below, and let us know what you want us to talk about in future episodes.
Perfect.
Good?
Until next time.
All right. Thanks for checking in.
Peace.